What is up, Pug Nation? Today we go over thoracic rounding in the sumo deadlift and how proper execution of this technique can dramatically increase your deadlift. To keep this video relatively entertaining, I'm going to make it as concise as possible. This video is going to be broken down into 3 parts. 1. What is thoracic rounding? 2. How does thoracic rounding help in the deadlift? And 3. What do I personally do to promote thoracic rounding? Part 1. What is thoracic rounding? Let's begin with the anatomy of your spine. Your spine is comprised of several segments, 2 of which include the thoracic and lumbar segments. As such, thoracic rounding refers to the thoracic portion of your spine and the rounding of that spine during the deadlift while keeping the lumbar relatively neutral. Number 2. How does thoracic rounding help in the deadlift? Personally, I think thoracic rounding has a large impact in the deadlift in these 2 ways. Number 1. Thoracic rounding, if done properly, reduces the slack in your back, allowing the bar to break the floor at a much quicker pace. Concepts such as wedging are much easier to execute with a rounded back, a topic which I'll delve into in another video. A neutral back that ends up rounding takes much more time to break the bar off the ground because half the initiation time is spent in the process of rounding. Not only that, but generally a neutral back that begins to round sets off a chain, making it much more difficult to keep the lower back neutral, which is vital to vertebrae health. And number 2, thoracic rounding allows the lifter to have better positioning relative to torso and hip height by lengthening the arm. Having a neutral torso causes the arms to be further from the floor, forcing the lifter to fold their torso a bit more in order to retain an optimal hip position. And last but not least, number 3, what do I personally do to promote thoracic rounding? Honestly, I'd like to say that my setup is fairly simple. At the top of my setup, I generally envision an antagonistic positioning between my pelvis and upper back. So while keeping my lower back relatively extended, I forcefully round my thoracic spine by pushing my arms forward with my engaged lats, and I push my pelvis in a posterior position forward towards the bar so that my hips are closer to the bar on a horizontal plane if you were looking at it from the side. Obviously, this resets as I lower myself towards the bar, but it gives me a good understanding of what my ideal positioning is. As I grab the bar, I pull the slack out of both the bar and my upper back. While keeping my lower back relatively neutral, I once again engage my lats and use a small amount of leg drive to fully round my upper back before initiating the pull. And that's pretty much it to it. If you guys like these type of videos, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Peace.